The city is alive on 97.3.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
City News.
It's midday. Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. The news is also live on all our partner stations across the country and around the world. We are live on citinewsroom.com. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. This afternoon, I'm here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up, angry supporters of the opposition National Democratic Congress NDC on rampage at party's head office in Adabraka following disqualification of one Michael Niyaboy from the Odododio parliamentary elections.
In the morning, we came to meet some elderly ones here. They started the demonstration first. Then later on, like an hour and 30 minutes later, these ones also came in to cause all these problems.
Also coming up, Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabin describes as an aggressive and dismissive approach by the court in handling cases involving his office. Still ahead, Finance Minister Ken Oforiatta gives a 5-day ultimatum to Ministry of Health to complete the infrastructural design for the reconstruction of the La General Hospital.
Obviously, we can see work on the accommodation going, which is good. The Ministry of Health should confirm the designs by Monday for the main hospital, and then we'll continue.
And later, Women's Caucus of the minority group in Parliament issues a month ultimatum to the government to scrap taxes on both imported and locally produced sanitary pads.
Government should just do something about it. 1 month time, if we are not hearing anything, we'll come back again and we will advise us. They shouldn't use our blood for money.
All that and more on Citi Prime News, which is live across the country on all our affiliates across the 16 regions of the country. In the Western region, you are listening to us on Ajin Power 100.7 in Takwa, Sky Power FM 93.5 in Takrade, Beach FM 105.5 also in Takrade, Bono region, this is Greener FM 95.9 in Sunyain, Ashanti region, Ajin Power FM 99.9 in Nkawie, Volta region, Heritage FM 107.3 in Hohoi, Freedom FM 88.1 in Sogakope, Northern region, Radio Gaki 88.3 in Saboba, Upper East, Quality FM 88.7 in Garu, and Northeast region, we are live on Nobia FM 98.1 in Nalerigo.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, angry supporters of the opposition National Democratic Congress this morning stormed the party's head office at Adabraka to express their displeasure with the party's disqualification of a parliamentary candidate hopeful in the Odododio constituency. The supporters, Michael Niyaboy, vandalized party properties and also blocked the road leading to Accra and Asylum Down. An eyewitness to the incident has been speaking to Citi News on what transpired.
So, according to them, they said there's an MP that they want, who is called Don, and they have taken him out of the contest. Meanwhile, he's the one who has been helping the community for a very long time, more especially sending the youth in the community to school. And as I'm talking now, according to them, they said he's sponsoring almost 13 or 18 students, both university and SHS. So he's the one that they want and not the other two, because the other two, according to them, they are incompetent. One, he was given an assembly man to do and he couldn't fulfill his promises. And he was given another chance by being a secretary, becoming a secretary. And that one too, he left the country to stay in abroad and he has come back to seek for the MP's position. And the second one too was an MP at Amasamai and he couldn't fulfill his promises there. And he wants to come to their constituency to make amendments to his previous mistakes, and they are saying no. So according to them, they are insisting it's the first one that they want, the one that they have taken out of the contest, and not the other two, because according to them, the other two cannot help their community.
So I'm seeing more police officers filing in here to quell the situation because tensions are rising. How long has this disturbance been? So they've blocked traffic, right?
Sure. Okay, in the morning we came to meet some elderly ones here. They started the demonstration first. Then later on, like an hour and 30 minutes later, these ones also came in to cause all these problems.
That was an eyewitness to the confusion at the NDC head office in Adabraka here in Accra. My colleague Caleb Kuda is currently at the NDC office and joins us live via telephone. Good afternoon to you, Caleb. Thank you for joining us. What's the current situation at the NDC's head office?
Right. Thank you very much. So I am at a safe place in someone's office observing what is going on because the entire stretch area was blocked. Now the police have stepped in. There was reinforcement from the Accra Regional Police, and so the traffic is flowing, but the supporters are still here agitating. They are not happy, and they keep hurling some words at the officials at the building. They say no dawn, no vote, but I see police officers in front of the head office, and so they are not able to go to the premises of the headquarters itself. But if our listeners will check out Citi 97.3 on Facebook, they'll see photos of the windows of the party office that have been vandalized. I have one of the protesters here with me. Please, what's your name?
My name is Latifa.
Latifa, what are you doing here?
I'm here to demonstrate.
What for?
For Dawn, of course. Because he's part of them. And what we heard yesterday was like they disqualified him, which we don't understand. So that's why we are here, for them to tell us something.
So how have you sought to demonstrate your displeasure at his disqualification?
Okay, it's like this, but they only understand destroying things before they'll do what they want to do. Sorry, excuse me. Like they only understand you destroying things. That's why we are destroying the things here, for them to.
But, so what more are you hoping to destroy?
For now, we hold on. We are waiting for them.
When are you hoping to leave here? What do you want to see before you leave?
We want to see the nationals. We want to see them. For them to come and tell us something. Because what is going on? It's not fair. It's not fair.
Do you see any of the executives here?
No, please. For now, no.
Are you sure any of them will show up?
We are waiting to see what will happen.
So until they come?
We are here.
You don't have work to do?
Nothing. I have work. I'm a trader. But I have to leave that purposely for them. Because they cannot cheat on the guy. Like they are cheating him. He went for vetting. He has been doing so many things for us after the do. So we are hoping that at least you get a member of parliament so that things will start going on well. Only for us to hear that they've disqualified him, which we don't understand.
What's your full name?
Latifa, not Ajili.
Thank you, Latifa. So how are you? Heard Latifa, who is here? She's a trader. She's suspended work to come protest in over the disqualification of the man they simply refer to as John.
Caleb, how long do they intend to protest, and have they received or heard from any of the executives?
Yes, so as you heard her, she mentioned that none of the executives is here and that they are also hoping to be here until they get to finally present their displeasure to them. And so I have not seen any of them here, and I've not had access to the building because of the tension situation here. But they are saying that they are going to be here until they get a fruitful response from the party's leadership.
Are the police still on ground?
Yes, there is still police visibility. I can see Nima police. There's a Nima patrol police truck here. There is one also from Accra Regional, and then of course there is Adabraka. So there's reinforcement just so nothing is left to chance.
Grateful for your time. Please keep safe. We'll come back to you subsequently when you have more from the NDC head office here in Adabraka, where angry supporters of Michael Ni Yaboy, a disqualified parliamentary hopeful for the Odododio constituency are currently at the party office, and earlier in the morning they vandalized some parts of the party's head office here in Accra. Now, angry customers, or aggrieved customers rather, of the defunct Gold Coast Fund Management Company this morning blocked the entrance to the Ministry of Finance in demand for their locked-up funds. The customers spent the night at the ministry as part of their 32-hour picketing to press on the government to release their monies. The group states that all efforts to retrieve the locked-up funds from the collapsed Gold Coast Fund Management have proved futile. Some of them have been speaking to Citi News.
And the bank was in we are less concerned about that. You came in to corrupt and take the license of bank with the purpose of saving the customers. But all that we see is very high intensity of the part of the government. So we don't know what they want to tell us. And they told us that we can come here, this street, and then swim in there and they don't mind. And we are sending the signal to them that we will be here. This is not the only time that we are doing. We will be here till they also mine us.
You slept here yesterday?
Yes, I did. You know, there's a proverb in Akan which says that if the prince doesn't fight, the servants run away. You see? And me, my money is here. Without the money, my life is in danger. So I cannot go and sleep for somebody who has no interest in my money to come and take a video here. You got it? So please, we are here. But I want to give a message to our president, Nana Akufo-Addo. Me, as I stand here, I am a former MPP constituency chairman, Tema West and Tema Central. I am a pure MPP person. But we are disappointed about the government we voted for. We have fought with our life from 92. I have been in the trenches of MPP. And my own government I voted for wants me to die slowly, peacefully, by strangling me, by seizing my money.
Those were some aggrieved customers of defunct Gold Coast Fund Management. Let's now go live to the Ministry of Finance and speak to my colleague, Anne Shelley Iziru. Good afternoon to you, and thank you for joining us. Now, it's almost 25 hours into the 32-hour protest. What's the next move for these people? They have less than 7 hours to end their protest.
Yes, good afternoon to you, and our listeners. So, update to the protest is that this morning they blocked the entrance to the Ministry of Finance. However, some police personnel were deployed to the scene, and after engaging with the leadership and some of the protesters, they, without violence, moved them from the entrance of the Ministry of Finance, allowing for traffic to flow around. So right now, they haven't blocked the road anymore. They've moved to the other side of the street to enable traffic to flow. However, the police personnel are still here just in case they will have to be here to, handle some situations and all that. But for them, they are saying that they are still going to be here. They are still going to picket. They are going to sit here, picket safely. Once in a while, they will chant, shout, and demand for their locked up funds. But there's been peaceful here so far. Since morning, it's been peaceful here. They are hoping that they can complete their 32-hour protest here at the Ministry of Finance demanding their locked up funds.
Yesterday, when we spoke to you, you mentioned that the leadership of the customers who had picketed went into a meeting with some officers from the finance ministry. Do you know the outcome of the meeting for them to continue this protest?
So the outcome was that they told them to join forces with the Ministry of Finance to get Mr. Indum to withdraw his case from court, his case revoking his case against the government revoking his license. So they are saying that it's because of the case in court, that's why they are unable to pay the customers. So if they can force Papa Kwesi Ndum to withdraw the case from court, then they can find a way to pay them. And according to them, they are saying this is a way of manipulating them by the government because they have no hand in Papa Kwesi Ndum going to court. So they can't go to him to tell him to withdraw his case from court. What they know is that the government has to pay their funds, and that's what they are here for. So the government shouldn't intimidate them, but they should promise or give them some assurance that they will pay their funds.
So in the next 7 hours, are they hopeful that they can get any favorable response from the finance ministry or any of his deputies?
Exactly, that's what they keep saying. They say they want the finance minister himself to come out to speak to them. He should come out to speak to them and say something to them. That's what they are asking for at this moment. That the finance minister should come out, speak to them, tell them something positive. Then they know that, okay, they have something to hold on to and they can follow the process.
Thank you very much for that update. That was my colleague Anne Shelizu, who is currently at the Finance Ministry on day 2 of the picketing by angry or aggrieved customers of defunct Gold Coast Fund Management.
The government says it has referred former officials involved in the Commander Sugar Factory project to the Economic and Organised Crime Office. The Minister of Trade and Industry, Kobna Tahir Ahmed, said this while contributing to the debate on the 2024 budget. The Commander Sugar Factory, inaugurated by then President John Mahama in May 2016, was built at a cost of $35 million from an Indian Exim Bank facility. The minister says the project cost was inflated.
Quite recently, we decided that we would do a further inventory and commissioning a further inventory to find out what exactly has gone on with this Commander Sugar Factory. We checked from India. Do you know what we were told when we checked from India? A factory of this capacity, of Commander's capacity, the 1,252 TCD that I've complained about, I have just described, today cost 14.8 million. 14.8 million. As I speak to you today. Mr. Speaker, at that time they said $38 million plus addition of 50. What was the figure? I said 51. Tell me, 51, 56 of 56, Mr. Speaker, million cities in addition to that. Mr. Speaker, as we check, he's panicking. He said source. I'll give you source. Mr. Speaker, I'm Minister of Trade. What does he think I am? I'm the Minister of Trade, and I'm giving you the fact. Mr. Speaker, and then where's of it? Equipment, the capacity of which is twice what we are talking about. It is about 3,200, come down 3,250 capacity, Mr. Speaker. As we speak today, before I forget, let me complete this before you call him. Mr. Speaker, I'm advising that you have 1 minute left. I'm advising that you have 1 minute left. I'm not going to admit him. So conclude. Please conclude. Mr. Speaker, yes. So the equipment of that capacity, double the capacity that is installed at Commander. Mr. Speaker, it's now 18 million. By today's stand, 18 million today. Half of that, 2016, Mr. Speaker, was 38 million. That is this people. And somebody had the nerve, Mr. Speaker, to complain about corruption, complaining about industrialization not taking place, complaining of lack of sugar in the country. Mr. Speaker, I have decided to refer this matter to the appropriate authority, to Yoko, to whoever, to investigate how is it that it came about that they were able to behave the way they have behaved. Mr. Speaker, it doesn't sit in the mouth of the Lord over there to castigate the Lord of Asia for, Mr. Speaker, not putting that company into productive use. Mr. Speaker, it gets worse. The company is sitting down there. It's become an albatross. I said it the last time. As a colleague of ours here who is now become a specialist in asking questions, all our commander. Commander is now become an albatross. We got a company, we call it, there's a company.
Your time is up.
My time is up. Just get the last one, the last sentence.
You heard Minister of Trade and Industry, Kobna Tahir Hammond.
You're still listening to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa here with Eno Safo. Still to come, Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta gives a 5-day ultimatum to the Ministry of Health to complete infrastructural design for the reconstruction of the General Hospital. We have details of that, plus other stories coming up shortly. Please stay with us.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Ajwapa, what's all this condom business? Oh, I've told her over and over again that she won't get pregnant, and she's still insisting. Oh, isn't she the same person who said we would not have sex till we go out for at least 2 years? For all this time? Oh, and she still can't trust me enough? Ama, when I try to do something small, no, condom this, condom that. So handsome man like me, she probably thinks I have HIV?
Using a condom will protect you and your partner. Condoms are effective for protection against a wide spectrum of STIs and HIV infection. Don't take risks. Use a condom every time. Always come prepared.
This advert is brought to you by the Ghana AIDS Commission.
Citi TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on channel 363. On GoTV, we're on channel 117, and on HD+, get us on channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search, but take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV. Citi TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and HD+ boxes. Citi TV, it's your world.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Thank you for staying with us. The Minister for Finance, Ken Ofori-Atta, has given a 5-day ultimatum to the Ministry of Health to complete the infrastructural design for the reconstruction of the General Hospital. This directive comes after paying a visit to the reconstruction site. The Finance Ministry has secured 50 million euros in local funding for the reconstruction of the project. During his tour of the facility, the Finance Minister assured the contractor of timely payment to aid in the completion of the project.
A lot of discussions which were led by the Minister of Trade, K.T. Hammond, in which the agreement was struck that the 160-bed hospital is still maintained, turnkey with all the appropriate designs, and we're also able to negotiate to 50 million euros, which really also captured, the burden sharing that the country is going through, and all of us finding ways to cut down costs. So we are very grateful to that. And we announced in the budget, and you were on site, and by the 20th, obviously we can see work on the accommodation going, which is good. The Ministry of Health should confirm the designs by Monday for the main hospital, and then we'll continue. You know that we've also processed the first 15% of the value, and so we are pleased with what we are seeing now. I don't think there's anything left now except for your speed and organization and all of that to move forward. I don't recall whether there's anything else Ministry of Finance has to do except the payments and continue to do the payments. So I thought we'll just come through to see that you're truly on site and that work is continuing, so that the people of La will have confidence that this will be delivered within the year that we have talked about, so that it's operational as maybe the other sites are done for that period.
That was the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. Now, the contractor for the proposed project, Joseph Adams, revealed that engineers have begun working on the staff accommodation.
The instruction on after 15th, that we got to know that we made available funds for us to come back. He spoke to us, and then we moved to site on 20th. We had a meeting, site meeting with the Ministry of Health team and then the consultant, and then we agreed to come back to site. So on the 20th, we came back to site. But because we've been here for 3 years, and then I won't say we abandoned the project, but we had to leave because of funding issue. Most of the items here, we need to rework on it before. So it has taken us some time to do that. But at the same time, because we have to also deliver part of the main hospital within 1 year, we spoke to the ministry to review some of the drawings so that we can complete and hand some portion over within 1 year. Instead of, using 3 years or 2 years to do the main building. So by Monday, the drawings for the main hospital. But currently we are working on that, but that one has been passed long ago. And we started even the foundation. We did the starter bars. So we are working on the accommodation now, whilst we wait for them to also rebuild the main clinical building.
Joseph Adams is contractor for the proposed La Hospital reconstruction project.
The Women's Caucus of the minority group in Parliament has issued a 1-month ultimatum to the government to scrap taxes on both imported and locally produced sanitary pads in the country. The government in the 2024 budget announced the removal of taxes on locally produced sanitary pads and a grant of import duty waivers for raw materials for the local manufacture of sanitary pads to ensure affordability and menstrual hygiene. Speaking to journalists, the chairperson of the Minority Women's Caucus, Comfordoyo Kujo, said the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, must amend the 2024 budget to capture their demand.
1 month time, we expect that Ken Ofori-Atta should come back to the House and amend what he has put in the budget statement. And we want it now. We don't want to hear we are having discussions. What discussion? We say remove tax. Just come and tell us we have removed the taxes. That's all. We don't want any discussion. We have removed taxes from local ones and imported ones. Period. Even when you remove the taxes, and you NGOs will bring more. And even NGOs will even share on behalf of government. Because if they are bringing them, they don't pay tax. And they get it free of charge from where they collected them from. So government should just do something about it. 1 month time, if we are not hearing anything, we'll come back again and we will advise ourselves. They shouldn't use our blood for money. And even setting aside some money for free distribution, we are calling for removal of the taxes for all sanitary pads.
Comfordoyo Kujo is the chairperson of the Minority Women's Caucus in Parliament and MP for Adan.
The Special Prosecutor, Kisi Ejabin, says his office has observed a regressive and dismissive approach by the courts in handling cases involving his office. Mr. Ejabin, at a press conference, noted that this approach has led to decisions that have created impediments in the way of his officers. The Special Prosecutor cited the dismissal of the arrest warrant against Charles Bisu, the dismissal of the application for confirmation and seizure orders against Cecilia Dapa, and the recent decision quashing the investigative work in the LaBianca case involving the former Commissioner of the Customs Division of GRA, Colonel Kojo Damoa, as reasons for this view. He warned that they may be doomed if this trend continues.
In pursuance of the office's mandate of taking steps to prevent corruption, the Special Prosecutor directed remedial action by Ghana Revenue Authority. The authority has instituted processes on the basis of the Special Prosecutor's directive, which has saved the nation substantial revenue. Then comes the problem. The affected customs officials proceeded to the High Court to challenge the work of the OSP. The judge accused the OSP of constituting itself into a court and a commission of inquiry by making findings. In doing so, the judge conveniently shut his eyes to an express statutory provision that the OSP has the mandate to publish detected acts of corruption, and that was exactly what the OSP had done in the report. I wish it had ended there, but worse. The judge then proceeded to prohibit the OSP from further investigating the affected persons. Members of the press, the judge fell into the grievous fault of what he accused the OSP of by outlandishly going beyond his jurisdiction with a purported clothing of the affected persons with immunity from investigation and hence immunity from prosecution. Members of the press, the duty and mandate of the courts is to apply and enforce the laws of the Republic and not to grant persons immunity from criminal investigations and prosecution. A court cannot injunct the OSP from investigating or prosecuting any person. The decision to investigate and prosecute lies with the investigation and prosecution authorities, such as the OSP. And the OSP has at all material times carried out its power to investigate with candor and professionalism, being minded of the rights of suspects under its investigation. Members of the press, just as it is essential that anyone accused of a crime should have free access to the courts so that he may be duly acquitted if found not guilty of the offense with which he or she is charged, it is also of the utmost importance that the judiciary should not interfere with investigation and prosecution authorities in respect of matters which are within their statutory powers. It will be gravely inimical to public policy, the fight against corruption, and the administration of justice if the court stepped into this arena to decide who should be investigated, who should be prosecuted, and who should not. That is not the function of adjudication. The danger of this startling decision is again quite obvious. A judge has in the process granted 2 persons immunity from investigation.
You had a special prosecutor, Kisi Ejabin.
Ghana has positioned itself in a strategic spot by adopting an action framework dubbed the Accra Call, geared towards ensuring a free and secure digital space. The Global Conference on Cyber Capacity Building, which is currently ongoing in Accra, helps countries to promote cyber capacity building to support broader development goals. Signing the framework on behalf of government, the senior presidential advisor at the Jubilee House, Yao Osafo-Mafo, underscored the critical need for international collaborations in combating cyber threats.
The outcome of documents will call for the elevation of cyber resilience in international and national development agenda. I am reliably informed that this document will outline concrete actions that will strengthen the role of cyber resilience in enabling and accelerating sustainable development. These actions are expected to promote cyber capacity building that effectively serves the needs of developing countries as we embrace digital transformation as a cornerstone of economic development. There should be more talking between the developed countries and developing countries on cyber capacity building. We need it because we can then grow faster and develop faster than we are doing at the moment. As I said, we don't have to invent a way. We've already done it, and we need to get access to it. Ladies and gentlemen, the call will further place emphasis on the need for strong partnership, demand-driven capacity building, and diversified financial resources to address the increasing threats posed by cybersecurity risks.
That was the senior presidential advisor, Yao Osafo-Mafo.
Citi News sources can confirm that the Ministry of Health is currently in a meeting with the Mortuary Workers Association and the National Labour Commission to discuss the association's demand for improved working conditions. The Mortuary Workers Association of Ghana on November 22 released a statement intending to embark on a nationwide strike on November 29. The workers are demanding a salary increase, among other issues. We'll bring you the outcome of that particular meeting in our subsequent bulletin.
The West Africa Regional Director of CUTS International, Apia Kusiadomakun, has slammed the National Communications Authority for telecommunications company MTN's recent decision to increase the cost of all its service. MTN increased the cost of its services by 15% this week, blaming it on the increasing cost of operations. Speaking to City News, Apia Kusiadomakun blamed the increase on regulatory failure on the part of the NCA.
MTN case is a system of regulatory failure from the side of the regulator, the National Communications Authority. I've been saying that MTN did not become a significant market player overnight. NCA saw on the dashboard the market size of MTN, but it slept through the whole period until one morning we woke up and we saw MTN crossing over 65% of the market. And so they have been forced to implement the Section 13 of the Electronic Transactions Act. That requires government to move from market approach to regulatory approach in terms of tariff. But for me, I think that we've seen how the excesses of this regulatory approach, how it is affecting consumers, and then it is helping the side of the other competitors. So if you ask me whether it is regulatory approach or market approach, I think we need a combination of two. One, recently MTN wanted to expand its bandwidth to be able to provide more of these internet services. But the government said that it will not sell it to MTN. Meanwhile, the other competitors, Airtel, Tigo, and Vodafone, are not also willing to buy because the thing is expensive. What then prevents government to discount this the spectrum lower so that Vodafone or Airtel Tigo can buy it? Once they're able to buy it cheaper, they'll be able to also provide services cheaper, and that could also kind of tilt the balance of data to the side of these firms. But government is still concerned about revenue, so they don't want to reduce the price that of selling the spectrum to the other two companies.
Apia Kusiadomakun is the West Africa Regional Director of CUTS International.
The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, says there's an urgent need for stakeholders, particularly civil society bodies across the West African sub-region, to unite in advocacy for stable democratic governance on the continent. Over 30 civil society organizations in the West Africa under the West Africa Democracy Solidarity Network have gathered in Accra for a 2-day conference to discuss threats to democracy in the sub-region, especially after recent military takeovers and failed coup attempt. Reading a speech on behalf of the Commission of Political Affairs, Peace and Security at ECOWAS, the head of Democracy and Good Governance at ECOWAS, Ebenezer Siedu, said although some efforts to stabilize the sub-region are yielding positive results, there is a need for more action.
There is therefore an urgent and compelling need for dedicated and strategic collective effort of critical stakeholders, particularly the civil society, to join hands with other democratic forces towards achieving stable and enduring democratic processes and lasting peace in West Africa. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you will agree with me that there is a progressive departure from the recent spiral of coup d'etat and democratic risks across the region. From the legislative election in Guinea-Bissau, where the opposition won majority of the seats, to the just completed historical elections in Liberia, where the incumbent lost and considered defeat to the victorious opposition candidates, the ECOWAS region is poised to reclaim its seats and beacon of democracy for the rest of the African continent.
Ebenezer Siedu is the head of Democracy and Good Governance at ECOWAS, now Executive Director of the Center for Democratic Governance, CDD Ghana. Professor Henry Citi Prime, for his part, said there are still trouble spots on the continent with fragile democratic situations.
We continue to have trouble spots in the region. The situation in Mali and Burkina Faso in terms of the security situation continues to remain in crisis mode. the exit of UN and other international forces helping with security and peacekeeping in the area has created a new kind of situation there with respect to security, and our neighbors and brothers and sisters continue to grapple with the issue. The transition in those two countries appear to have stalled for some time now. We have seen a bit of movement in Guinea most recently on the transition.
Executive Director of the Center for Democratic Governance, Professor Henry Kwesi Prempeh.
The Ghana Police Service has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening ties with the citizenry, especially children, through effective dialogues. This follows the introduction of the Snatch Them Young initiative by leadership of the service to strategically position the younger generation as allies and partners in providing safety across the country. Speaking to the media at the sidelines of one of the initiative series at the police headquarters in Accra, Director General in charge of welfare for the police service, COP Habiba Chumesi Sapon, emphasized the need to abreast children with issues of security.
You're still listening to the Citi Prime News on 97.3 Citi FM. When we return from this break, we will take you to the placement center in Accra for the first day of the SHS placement as announced by the Ghana Education Service for senior high school student and TVET student. Please don't go away.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Happy birthday to you.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Throughout all life-changing moments such as graduations, weddings, funerals, birthdays, ATL is there to ensure you're never out of style. When you think fabric, think ATL. Log on to atlfabrics.com. Order and buy your favorite ATL fabric. You can also visit our shop at number 40 Kwame Nkrumah Avenue, opposite the Swansea Shopping Arcade at Accra Central. Also available in leading fabric dealer shops in Accra, Kumasi, and Cape Coast. ATL, bringing fabric to life.
Lift up your heads, O ye gates, and sing. Mary Gansa, in collaboration with ICGC Calvary Temple, presents More Than a Song 2023. Come Sunday, December 3rd, 2023, at ICGC Calvary Temple. It's going to be a night of pure worship and praise. And the theme is This Jesus, with our host, Mary Gansa, as well as budding artists Edwin Datson, Sly Sadie, Hanamafo, Ankalato, Kwekute, Celestine Donko, ACP Kofi Sapon. There's also going to be ministrations from Josephine Dadzibedi, Prince Hakim, Wombs of Worship, Beautiful Melodians, Sword of Gideon, Kairos Choir, Women in Gospel Music. Don't forget, it's Sunday, 3rd December 2023 at ICGC Calvary Temple. The time is 5 p.m. It's free. You don't want to miss this. For more inquiries, contact 024-387-7742.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Now, advocating for improved roads through staged demonstrations has become a widely embraced approach for citizens to compel the government to address the issue of deteriorating road conditions. Despite its popularity, questions persist about the actual impacts of this strategy on the country's road network. Are there deeper issues that need attention to ensure the public has access to drivable roads? Citi News' Philip Nilate explores this matter in the upcoming feature.
We are sure to complete 6,000 kilometers of roads between now and 2024. These road activities, has it ever happened in this country? Demonstrations don't build roads.
Protests have emerged as a common method for citizens to highlight the dire state of their roads. In the third and fourth quarters of 2023, communities like Haswa, Ashaman, Takrady, Triponi, and Samsam have organized multiple demonstrations urging the government to address their crumbling road infrastructure.
The road from Media
Samsam Junction to Fotobi and Samsam Odumasi to Otomina, Gonse, and the immediate town roads have been woefully abandoned by 2 contractors.
Because of this particular, when teachers are posted over here, they turn away and they go elsewhere. Our students, they don't have teachers. They don't have teachers. They just take it over there. Just take it over there. I can possibly say that because of lack of teachers, that is why the students are recording poor grades.
No be particlers. We can't fight for our better road. This is not the time to speak jargons and big English. The road no good. Our MP is fail we. Our DC is fail we. Them all they be bunch of failures.
How bad are the roads?
Too bad. What did you see when you came here? What did you see?
Many protesters often point fingers at road contractors, accusing them of either not initiating projects or abandoning them midway. Emmanuel Cherry, the executive director of the Chamber of Construction Industries, sheds light on why contractors shouldn't bear sole responsibility for the prevalence of poor roads.
As a contractor, your responsibility is to go and fix what has been entrusted into your care, either roads, building, whatsoever. Okay? Before that is being done, there is a shortlisting, there is a tender process. They've gone through all this, seeing and notifying that this contractor has the capacity to deliver, and this contract has been awarded to the contractor. So, if the contractor go to site and starts justifying himself, his credibility in the capacity that he has, and then you decided to shoot him from behind by not paying on time according to the dictate of the contract, how do you tell what do you say? Is it a fault of the contractor or the fault of the awarding agency? So therefore, you, the one who awarded the contract, ask yourself, have you been able to meet the obligations of your contract, the contract document? Your responsibility in the contract document, have you met it? If you are not being able to meet it, why therefore are you inciting the community against the contractor? There's no fault of the contractor.
Engineer Kwabena Bimpon, president of the Ghana Institution of Engineering, emphasizes the need for governments to prioritize road maintenance alongside fundraising for new construction projects. According to him, this approach can help alleviate the rapid deterioration of roads.
If you construct a road, and here I'm using the road as the baby, the road may be the best of qualities. Based on what I've just said in terms of the material selection and the construction and everything, it may happen that there may be some small area, okay, which would cause the road to be sick. What do? You need to go in there and save the situation by repairing or maintaining it. Now, if you continue to maintain, then what you are doing is that you are prolonging that road asset or the life of the road asset. But if you don't do anything, a small pinhole would happen. Maybe there's a small crack in the road. You don't do anything. Water enters into the crack. A vehicle passes over it. It dislodges 1 grain of gravel. Another vehicle comes in. It dislodges another grain of gravel. With time, 1,000 grains of gravel would have been dislodged, and then it becomes a pothole. More water enters, and remember that there are three things that would happen or that can cause a road to fail: water, water, and water. Okay, so it's all about water. Now, this water can cause the road to fail prematurely. Not that the road in itself is bad, but because we have not cared for it, you have not maintained it, you have not nurtured it, the road will go to failure.
The Minority Chief Whip and ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee of Parliament, Govins Kwame Agoja, attributes the prevalence of deplorable roads to the government's lack of commitment to funding road projects.
The difficulty, though, is that after being on this committee for a period of time, I've come to a conclusion. The issue is about commitment of government to funding of roads. If I share the statistics with you, you'll be surprised that as we even speak, government does less on road maintenance today than in 2016. And the figures I'll put out on the floor of Parliament today when I'm doing my debate. It's just not acceptable. Meanwhile, Ghanaians even take away all other taxes, road fund alone. In 2023, it's reporting that government collected 2.3 billion Ghana cedi from the public in the name of investing or road maintenance. They projected to spend 1 billion. As of now, they've spent just over 500 million from the road fund on this. The question is, where is the rest of the money?
During these protests, participants commonly submit petitions to district, municipal, and metropolitan chief executives who represent the president in the locality. The expectation is that these petitions will be forwarded to the appropriate authorities. Clement Wilkinson, the Greater Accra representative of the National Association of Local Authorities of Ghana, NALAC, sheds light on this practice.
People have the right to do demonstration, but it doesn't mean that if you do the demonstration today, tomorrow government is coming to do your work. Government has a budget, and if the budget, maybe they have to do 10-kilometer roads, and they will not go beyond. We at the office, we have been receiving those letters. People are calling us demonstration. But what I know is that even if you send a petition, they will look at it and they will see the need. So now, where we are now is opportunity cost.
Reporting for Citi News, my name is Philip Ni Latte.
The first day of the Senior High School Placement Solution Center established at the Nat Hall by the Ghana Education Service to address placement issues following the release of the 2023 Basic Education Certificate examination results is experiencing a moderate turnout compared to past years. The center seeks to address various challenges such as school changes, unplaced students, status adjustments, gender-related issues, among others. Speaking to Citi News on this development, the deputy coordinator at the Free Senior High School Secretariat, Nana Frasika Mensah, attributed the decrease in numbers to the service's commitment to ensuring individuals secure their preferred choice of schools.
And following a Citi News report which shed light on the dark condition of the Longbong DA Primary School in the northern region, significant progress has been achieved. The report vividly depicted the school's dilapidated state, with students compelled to study on the bare floor due to the absence of furniture. The glaring issue of a deteriorating roof allowing the scorching sun to disrupt the teaching and learning process was also highlighted. But as our Northern Regional correspondent Shawana UC reports, some level of progress has since been achieved.
Once a dilapidated 3-unit classroom block at Longbong DA Primary School, where people studied without furniture and endured a ripped-off roof, has undergone a transformation following a Citi News report titled Pupils of Longbong DA Primary School sit on floor due to lack of furniture. The report shed light on the students' plight, studying on the floor while weather disruptions hindered the learning process. In a positive turn, the school received aid from Agro Crown West Africa Company Limited, prompted by the Citi News report. Pearl Bogla, executive director of the company, emphasized the report's impact, prompting their swift intervention.
The project represents the convergence of hope, dedication, and action. It embodies the belief that every child deserves a safe and conducive learning environment. When I first heard about the news item, it was being carried by Citi TV on their 7 p.m., 8 p.m. news. In fact, I was quite disturbed, and so I immediately called on the Northern Cluster team to visit the school. Their report was indeed one that required our immediate attention. Their report highlighted the deplorable state of the classroom here and showed that the people of Limbom, the people and students of Limbom DA Primary were in dire need of an upgrade to their classroom.
The director further urged comprehensive management strategies for the benefit of future generations, while expressing gratitude to Citi News for their dedicated efforts in highlighting challenges in remote areas.
Immediately, the leadership team of Agro Crown and the board of Agro Crown confirmed and accepted to renovate this 3-unit classroom block. Today, our renovations are complete, and we are pleased to have committed our time and resources to this classroom block. We must recognize that this project is not just about walls and roofs, but about the potential that lies within these classrooms. It is about the knowledge that will be acquired, the dreams that will be nurtured, and the leaders who will emerge from these classrooms. Perhaps the next and future CEO of AgroCrown. Our assessment has revealed that the Tolon district is predominantly a farming district, with the main produce being legumes, vegetables, and grains. At AgroCrown, we are committed to farmers and their communities, and today, we make a commitment to provide education on best agronomical practices to the farmers in Lingbong and the Tolon district. I want to express my deepest appreciation to all those who have contributed to this project. I cannot leave out the media, specifically Citi TV, for their allegiance and diligence in media coverage and for letting the world know the many areas of partnership that is required for the growth and development of underserved communities.
Haruna Brema, an official at the Tolong District Educational Office, hailed the timely renovation, emphasizing its potential to alleviate the students' past discomforts.
The project AgroCrown Africa, West Africa Limited has come to do for us, that is the renovation of the 3 classroom unit block. I think a rainstorm lifted off in the year 2012. And then we have since been hanging. The children have been learning inside though. They've learned in the sun. So you see, part of it has been, just a little bit of it that was left. Then anytime the sun moves, the children move according to the sun and then just get themselves close to the wall so that they get to learn. But it was very unbearable. Well, at this time, whatever be the case, they are always in the sun. Then we solicited for assistance. Then we didn't get an NGO called Right to Play, who is our partner in the district, came in to support, and parents came in to do some small levies to support themselves to be able to do it. But unfortunately, they couldn't do it. Then fortunately, the effort went on, and your honorable house, Citi TV, played it. And then our partners here, that's AgroCrown West Africa, got to hear about it. And then they came to put it up for us. And I think it's something that is a very good and a very big relief to us. It is very timely and very important to us as educators in the district. Because the children were learning under a very difficult situation. There was nothing they could do than to sit in there. And they were sweating and they were suffering. Teachers couldn't teach. But we realized that as of now, we are in comfort. The teachers and the head teacher and everybody in the community is very happy and excited about it. So we in education, we think that the project is very timely and very important to us all. So I think we are grateful to them.
That report was put together by our Northern Regional Correspondent, Shawana Yusuf.
The New Patriotic Party says the delay in the announcement of a running mate by the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, depicts indecisiveness on his part. The party says although its flag bearer, Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia, has yet to announce his running mate, it is confident that a declaration will be made soon. Speaking on Face-to-Face on Citi TV, the Director of Elections, Evans Nimako, challenged Mr. Mahama to make known his choice to the public as soon as possible.
The New Patriotic Party is very focused. We elected our presidential candidate in November 4. We are just into a month, isn't it? And the presidential candidate is consulting party rank and file. I will not do comparison, but I think Mr. Mahama was elected somewhere May 2023, and we are in November as we speak. I don't know what is making it too difficult for him to come out with his running mate. And if he's telling us it's going to be next year.
Evans Nimako is the Director of Elections for the New Patriotic Party.
And that's how we end today's edition of the Citi Prime News. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. I was here with
Eno Safo.
Netele Nete Ajaho is up next with the afternoon's edition of City Business News. Thank you for doing the listening.